everyone, either welcome back or welcome to my channel. And in today's video, I want to talk about why taking breaks with IIH is so important. And so before we get too far into the video, time for the intro.
Hey everyone, my name is Ashley Stewart. Back in 2018, I was diagnosed with IIH. The long form of this name is called idiopathic intracranial hypertension. Some of you may also know this condition by its older names, either pseudotumor cerebri or benign intracranial hypertension. So if you're curious to learn more about what it's like to live with this condition, or what those of us living with this condition would like you to know, then I strongly encourage you to watch on. Don't forget to subscribe and click that notification bell down below so that you get updated about further videos. I upload new content every Monday and Thursday afternoon.
With IIH, chronic fatigue is a huge problem, and not just when you're doing basic activities do you get tired. So very vigorous activities are going to make you even more tired. But I think it's important to take a lot of breaks with this condition. Why it's important to take breaks with IIH is so that you don't burn yourself out. So I've seen this analogy before, but I think it's a really good one. And they talk about this when they're talking about becoming burnt out with pretty much anything. And so they basically give you the image of a battery, and you know how when an iPhone gets to below 20%, it'll show a red battery. Well, they kind of show it a little bit lower than that at about 10%. So it's really, really important that you don't let your battery get too low, or you're gonna, without being able to rest and relax and get your battery back recharged. I use batteries all the time because almost everyone has phones these days, and especially iPhones or smartphones and all of that. You kind of get an idea of what I'm talking about. So you wouldn't let that happen to your phone, so it's important not to let that happen to yourself, kind of thing. I've heard that as a quote. I have no idea who first said that, but I've heard that as a quote. And I think that's really, really important advice to live by, especially with those of us with IIH. And I think a very important word in this case is telling people no. I'm unable to do that. I'm sorry. It may look like I'm doing okay, but I really, really need this time to rest. I'm getting better at doing this myself. Being that I am introverted, it doesn't really affect me when I miss out on big events or anything. It's just like, well, I'm not gonna keep you from going and having fun at that event, but go ahead. I need this rest. Unfortunately, this condition involves some sacrifices, and it's unfortunate, especially if you're really, really active and you need your friend time to be able to function. So you're more of an extrovert than you are an introvert. I think it would be really devastating. I just want to get into a little bit about what I do for relaxation, and I've talked about this constantly. So the ways I relax are reading, meditation, listening to music, so just actually passively listening to music, watching videos, and even just sitting and not doing anything, honestly, is a good way for me to relax. Basically, being by myself, I seem to almost recharge when I'm listening to music in a way. Even when I'm dancing, I get a lot of energy from it. So I think music is just a huge part of my life because it was such a huge part of my life from for a lot of my school. So in grade 7, I played bassoon. I haven't talked about this since my original 40 Facts About Me. So I used to play an instrument from grade 7 to grade 12. Everything revolved around band pretty much for me. My extracurriculars were all music based. I didn't do any choir. The bassoon is not really an easy instrument to play. I wish I could show you, but unfortunately it was a high cost instrument that I had to rent from the school, so I don't actually have one. Band became a huge part of my life. It allowed me to go on trips with the school. In grade 10, we went to Minneapolis. Grade 11 wasn't as exciting. It was Banff and Calgary. For those of you who live in the United States, I actually think Banff and Calgary are two places that you definitely have to see if you come to Canada. It's absolutely beautiful. In fact, going through Jasper National Park too, it's a beautiful national park. I didn't find it as exciting when I had the trip because I had already visited Banff when I was a little bit younger, but it was still a lot of fun, and I got to do some things that I didn't get to do when I went there the first time. So, highly recommend Banff and Calgary if you're ever looking for a place to come and visit in Canada. In grade 12, I had it was the best time in my life. I got to go to Denver, Colorado, and best place I've been to in the United States so far for sure. I mean, I haven't been to a lot of places, but that was awesome going there. I would go back in a heartbeat, even with the elevation. So that was fun. It was a whirlwind. So we didn't actually fly down there. We took a bus, and it was about a 16-hour bus ride. So we were on the bus the entire day. That part wasn't so much fun, but the traveling part was really, really fun. So I I have that as a memory, and I'm never gonna ever let that go. We got to do so many other things around it too, and the memories that you form when you go on those trips are so much worth everything. Another thing I should probably mention about the bassoon is I don't know if I'd be able to play it anymore with my head. It was really, really hard. It There's a lot of I don't know if I'd be able to play it anymore, but I'd love to try to play it again. I really missed it. I didn't realize quite how much I missed my instrument until I was in university and didn't have it anymore. Music will probably be always a huge part of my life. I love music. I love people who can create good music and music videos. They're so creative. It's not something that I can do. Let me know down below how you guys like to take breaks and what you do in between doing things. If you're able to have a little bit of a routine with IIH, I'd love to know. And as for now, that's it for today. Bye, everyone.